Hello everyone, myself Ncert from Jorhat Medical College. Today we are going to continue with page number 26, chapter 3, plant kingdom, and we are going to start with the classes of algae. Now starting with chlorophyceae, the very first MCQ is green algae. Chlorophyceae are commonly known as green algae due to the dominance of pigment chlorophyll A and B. You should not confuse about the pigments of different classes of algae, because these pigments will repeat. These pigments will be changed in the next classes, and you have to remember them all, and you will get a chart about that. They are localized in definite chloroplasts. You have to remember that, and chloroplasts are discoid, plate-like, reticulate, cup-shaped, spiral, ribbon-shaped, and the different shapes you have to remember. You should, as in NCERT, the examples with the shapes are not mentioned, so it is not necessary to remember all the shapes and the examples. As far as NCERT concerned, for your knowledge, for your better knowledge, you can remember you can learn different examples with the shapes. Now, the storage bodies are called the pyrenoids. This question have been asked many times, and different classes, different storage bodies you will find, and all of them are important. Now, pyrenoids contain protein besides starch. This MCQ has been asked several times in many examinations, including in NEET UG examination, because they may twist the options like pyrenoids contain starch besides protein besides another substance. They will put it like that, and you have to clearly remember pyrenoids contain protein besides starch. And some algae store food in the form of oil droplets also. And green algae usually have rigid cell wall of the inner layer. Rigid cell wall of the inner layer of cellulose. Inner layer is cellulose. This is very important. And outer layer of pectose. This MCQ has been asked many times. About the reproduction, these are same as we have discussed in the general portion of algae, but you have to remember about the examples and the type of sexual reproduction they perform all isogamous, anisogamous, and oogamous, and the examples you have to remember by heart. Because examples they may ask you to arrange with column A to column B or something like that, or they may directly ask you which class this organism belong or this plant belong. Now coming to the Phaeophyceae, the members of Phaeophyceae are known as brown algae. These names you have to remember, as I have already told you, and they have filamentous forms that is ectocarpus, which profusely burns, represented by calves, which may reach the height of 100 meters. This MCQ has been asked many times, and you have to remember this. They possesses chlorophyll AC. Remember, they possesses chlorophyll AB. Now, Phaeophyceae possesses chlorophyll AC, carotenoids, xanthophylls. This is an important MCQ, and you have to remember that. They vary in color olive green. The color depends upon which pigment. This MCQ has been asked many times, and you have to remember this, that color depends upon xanthophyll pigment and fucoxanthin present in them. Now, food is stored as the complex carbohydrates, which they may form in laminarin or mannitol. You have to remember that also. This is an MCQ. Now, cellulosic wall usually covered the outside by a gelatinous coating of algin. Algin you have you got in here in the previous chapter. Algin, brown algae, the hydrocolloid portion. The protoplast contains, in addition to plastid, centrally located vacuole and the nucleus. This is also an MCQ, that vacuole is located centrally. You have to remember this. And attached to the substrum by holdfast, has a stalk type and leaf-like photosynthetic organ, the frond. You have to remember this part, because every part is an MCQ, and this sentence contains 3 MCQs, and all of them have been asked in different competitive examinations, including your NEET UG. Now, about the asexual reproduction, the most brown algae are biflagellate zoospores. You have to remember the term biflagellate zoospores, that are pear-shaped and have 2 unequal laterally attached flagella. You have to remember this sentence: biflagellate zoospores and pear-shaped. Sexual reproduction is again 3 types: iso, aniso, and oogamous. But the gametes are pyriform, pear-shaped, and bear 2 laterally attached flagella. And the examples you have to remember, as I have told you in earlier portion also, or earlier classes also. Now, coming to the Rhodophyceae, they are red algae. Because of predominance of red pigment are Phycoerythrin, this is an MCQ. Which pigment is present? Are phycoerythrin. Their habitat is majority is marine and occurs in well lighted regions close to the surface of water and great depths in the oceans where relatively little light penetrates. This is an important character and you have to remember this, because in MCQ what they will do that a species of algae found in the deep ocean waters, what may be the class of the algae, you have to remember it is Rhodophyceae. Now food storage is again important, as I have already mentioned that fluoridine starch, which is very similar to amylopectin and glycogen. This MCQ has been asked many times and you have to remember that. About the reproduction part, they are similar to the as I have mentioned in the previous class also and earlier classes also, they are similar to that general features of algae. About this Ncert is very important and many MCQs can be asked from this Ncert, but a particular portion which have not been mentioned in the classes specifically about the flagella number, position and insertion. You have to remember all their numbers, positions and they are equal, unequal or they are present or not. And about the pigments, it is given as I have already discussed also, but in Phaeophyceae you see here fucoxanthin is given, but in the paragraph here xanthophyll is clearly mentioned. So if xanthophyll comes, then you have to put it here. Here chlorophyll A and D. Chlorophyll A is common in all of them and C and D comes in Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae respectively. Now the food storage body we have already discussed, and the cell wall. About the cell wall, cellulose and algin, cellulose, pectin, polysaccharide, you have to remember this because we haven't got it in the paragraphs clearly. Now about the examples, as I have already mentioned that you have to be very clear about the examples. Thank you. In the next class we will discuss about the bryophytes.